Welcome friends, welcome back. I have a video for you today for yoga for runners. So this might be really great post-run or really great for anybody. Grab a block if you have one. If you do not have a block, you can grab a stack of books. You can use a wall. If you have a stair or a step in your home, you can use that. I mean, this is something you can do just about anywhere to stretch the foot. So if you have one of those, just grab it. Unless you want to use the wall, that's fine. And then we'll just come to a nice comfortable seat to start. Lengthen through the spine, obviously, always lengthen through the spine, crown of the head to the ceiling. And you can close your eyes if it feels comfortable. If not, just maybe a nice soft gaze. Drop your shoulders, let them relax. Shake out your arms. See if you can keep some distance between your earlobes and the top of your shoulders. Take a couple deep breaths. If you want to put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, you can, to feel the rise and fall of your torso with your breath. One more deep breath. Perfect. And we'll jump right in. Just go ahead and squeeze your shoulders up to your ears. We'll just do a little loosening up around the shoulders and neck just to get started. You can, whatever feels good for you right now. Rolling your ear to shoulder, squeezing your shoulders up to your ears. You find what you need. You can take your palms forward, up and back. Maybe find a little side stretch here. This is your free play time. So find what it is just to loosen up a little bit. We all tend to hold a lot in our neck and shoulders. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to come right to our cobbler's pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. And you can have your heels as close to your pelvis or as far away as you want. Bring the soles of your feet together. Really press your outer thighs to the mat. You can interlace your fingertips around your toes if that feels good. If you want to give your arches of your feet a massage with your thumbs, that's even better. You can wash your hands later if you don't like that. But we're going to be touching our feet later, so this might be a great start to start loosening up through your feet, especially if you're a runner. And then when you're ready, really interlace around. Squeeze your shoulders up, pull your shoulder blades down and together. Big inhale, exhale, hinge at the hips, take it forward. Keep your spine long. And then once you get as far as you're going to go, really round through the spine. Drop your chin to your chest, crown of your head towards the ground. You might feel a nice opening in your hips here. Just a couple deep breaths. Pressing the outer thighs down if it feels okay in your body. And then when you're ready, really tuck your chin into your chest, arching through your back. Shoulders are away from our ears. We're going to inhale, slowly roll it up. Bringing the crown of the head and the chin up last. Bring your knees together. We're going to come straight to tabletop. So find your tabletop, curl your toes, and then we're going to just rock back, walk our hands back, sit your glutes back on your heels if that feels okay. We're going to start stretching through the feet a little more. Breathing here, keeping length in the spine. If your feet are really tight, they might be screaming at you right now. Just take a couple deep breaths. You got this. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come right back to your tabletop. Stacking wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And when you're ready, inhale, cat-cow. Arch, arch, arch through. Inhale, dropping the belly. Really rocking the tailbone towards the sky. Chest pushing, heart space pushing between our upper arm bones. Exhale, push the earth away, drop the crown of your head, drop your tailbone. And do this, maybe find a little freestyle here as well, really opening up through the spine. And then when you're ready, come back to your tabletop, slide the right toes all the way out behind you, take them over to the left side of your mat. Keeping the toes on the ground, pressing the earth away, look back over your left shoulder at your right toes. Big inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, slide the left toes out, same thing. You can rock back and forth here if it feels good for a second. Take them over, keep pressing the earth away, and then look back over your shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, release, coming back to tabletop. Take another cat-cow, couple cat-cows, your variation if you want to do some barrel rolls with your chest. You choose your adventure. And then when you're ready, curl your toes under. You're going to walk your hands just slightly forward. And then we're going to inhale, lift your tailbone, coming to downward facing dog. Walk your feet, lifting your ankles. Really stretch through your ankles, stretch through your Achilles, stretch through your calf, the whole back of the leg. You can take your hands wide, make sure your shoulders are not squeezing up to our ears. If you want to find some twisting action by rocking that knee in, you can find some nice twisting action here. But what I really want you to find is a nice good stretch in the back of each leg, the Achilles, the foot. Rocking your heart space back to your upper thighs, lifting your tailbone. And then when you're ready, slowly walk it up. Find yourself in a nice forward fold. And you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Maybe find a nice rock side to side. Plant your right palm, bend your knees, plant your right palm, you can bring your belly to the tops of your thighs if you want, right palm under the nose on the ground. Inhale, we're going to straighten that left leg, twist open to the left fingertips, reach up towards the sky. Big stretch. Exhale, release, bending both knees, and switch. Inhale, twist, twist, twist. Reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. So you have your choice here. You can have your fingertips on the ground, shins, upper thighs, airplane arms, your choice. Exhale, fold. Really press into your feet, tuck your chin into your chest, inhale, roll it up. And find yourself, ta-da, in Tadasana or mountain pose. Find a really stable base here. We are finding one long lengthen our whole body. Lifting through the crown, grounding through the feet, finding wherever your feet feel comfortable, really pressing into the heels. And then when you're ready, squeeze all of your leg muscles to your bone, if that makes sense to you. Take from it what you will. Squeeze those muscles to your bone. Inhale, arms come up as we lift up on our tiptoes. And hold. Breathe, squeezing muscle to bone, squeezing muscle to bone. Stretch, stretch. Become tall. Exhale, release. And then when you're ready, grab your block. Or you can go to the wall and do this stretch too, so it's up to you. If you need a little more stability for this, if you don't feel very stable doing this, standing, using a block or a stack of books, then using the wall might be best, and you can support yourself up against the wall with your hands. I'm going to use the block so you guys can see me better. You guys have seen this stretch probably a million times, but we're going to do it. So pick a foot, walk up to your block. I put the edge of the block on the meaty part of my foot here, under the joint of my toes, in the joint of my toes. And then find a nice stretch to the Achilles. You are probably feeling that in the back of your leg, which is great. That's what we want. Don't walk out your knees here. Keep your knees slightly bent and take 3 deep breaths. Exhale all the air out. And then release that. My suggestion is, yes, we're only doing 3 breaths here, but do this as often as you can for as long as you can, especially if you're like an ultra runner. This is a really great, simple stretch. Switch sides. Find the stretch that you need and play with it. It's going to take some moving around and playing with it until you find where it feels right in your body. And then once you get there, take 3 deep breaths without locking out that knee. Big inhale, release. Move the block out of your way. Find your mountain pose again. Really, really grounding through your feet. And then when you're ready, we're going to step our feet wide. Keep your toes pointing forward, or if it feels okay, you might turn your toes in slightly. Really press into the outer edge of the feet, activate through your inner thighs. We're going to come into a wide-legged forward fold. So don't lock out your knees. Lengthen through the spine. You can bring your hands to your hips if it feels good. And then when you're ready, as you press into the outer edges of your feet, take your hips back, your chest forward. Pause halfway. Inhale. Exhale, you can take your arms out. 2 more breaths here, or you can be here. Lengthen through the spine, really reach forward with the crown of your head. And on your next exhale, take it all the way down and forward into your wide-legged forward fold. Take a couple deep breaths here. Lift the tailbone towards the sky. Press and keep pressing into the outer edge of the feet. You can bring the head to the mat if it reaches, if it's comfortable. Walk your hands in line with your inner arches, and take 2 more deep breaths. And then when you're ready, walk your hands back out underneath your shoulders. You're going to turn your feet out, pointing towards the corners of your mat. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the left, bend that left knee, the right leg and foot lift up. You're coming into a side lunge variation. You can lift the hands if you want, or you can keep them on the ground. Then walk over to the right, same thing. Side lunge variation. Where you're here. A couple more times each way. Or you can stop and hold one way, or you can walk back and forth. Keeping the length in your spine. And then when you're ready, back up to your center. We're going to heel toe it back, our feet back under our hips. Roll it up to mountain. When you're ready, press into your left foot, cross your right, let's cross it over. Cross your right foot over the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take it all the way forward into a fold. Bend your knees if you need to. You should feel a really big stretch in the right leg. Two more big deep breaths here. Oops, sorry. Tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, hands to heart, and cross your legs. And then cross your left over your right. Sweet. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, take it all the way down into a forward fold. Breathing deep. Big stretch. One more deep breath.
tucking your chin into your chest. And then whenever you're ready, slowly rolling up. Arms come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Uncross your legs. Excellent. We're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold it all the way down into your forward fold. Plant your palms. And you're going to step your legs back to downward facing dog. Let's see if I can fix this. Here we go. So step back to downward facing dog. Pedal your feet for a second. Heart space pressing back. Bring in your hands wide, pressing into the fleshy part between your thumb and forefinger and your hands. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift the right leg up high, bend that knee, reach that heel towards your glute. You can open up to the side, keep your shoulders square, keep pressing the heart space back. Really bring that heel towards your glute. Exhale, bring it back to center. Bring that knee towards your nose, step it up. Lower the back knee. We're going to come into a lunge. So try and keep your hip points level here. You can have back toes curled or flat on the mat. It's your choice, whatever feels best. Take a couple breaths here. Really stretching through the front of your left leg. Back of the right leg. Probably. That's how you might feel it. And then when you're ready, we're just going to simply rock our hips back, straighten that front leg, bend the back leg. Activate your toes, really pull them towards your face, the ceiling. So you feel that nice stretch. You can keep your spine long here. Take 3 deep breaths. You can round through if it feels okay. Now, stay here, point your toes down, bring your foot flat to the mat. Really feel a big stretch in the front of that straight leg. Take 3 deep breaths. Perfect. Inhale, roll it back to your lunge. From here, you're going to curl the back toes under if they're not already. Lift the back knee, pivot on that foot, bringing the foot flat to the ground, the toes pointed toward the front left corner of your mat. Keep the front knee bent. Find your base, press into the edge of the back foot, and you're going to inhale, roll it up. Find your warrior one. Just for a breath or two, pressing into the back edge of that foot, front knees bent. Perfect. Now, when you're ready, you can bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Don't lock out the knee. And we're going to come into a pyramid variation. So whenever you're ready, hinging at the hips, take your chest forward. Now, this may be the biggest stretch in the world for you, and that's awesome, so stay here. Or you can take it down into a pyramid variation. You may have to adjust your back foot a little bit and turn it in a little more. So it's pointing almost all the way forward in the back foot. Try and keep your hips level. Pyramid, breathe deep. This is a huge stretch. Breathe deep, breathe deep. Perfect. Inhale. We're going to bend that front knee, step the left toes back again, finding your lunge, so lower that back knee. And then from here, let's go ahead and walk the right foot out towards the right side of the mat. You can turn the toes if you want. We're going to come into a lizard variation. You can have this back leg lifted. But I would really like I want to add a quad stretch here, so it might be best to keep that lowered. So you can still be in your lunge and do this. For some people, it's more comfortable in their hips to walk the front foot towards the edge of their mat a little more. Plant your left palm down, bend your back leg. You should really pressing into your knee into the mat. Probably feel a nice big stretch in your quad. If you can reach back with that right hand, and if you can reach your toes, awesome, grab them. If not, just reach back, get a nice twist. Keep your belly drawn in, keep your spine long. So find your quad stretch here. So it could be just like this, it could be like this, like this. Breathe. 3 deep breaths. Once you find it, play until you get there. Take 3 deep breaths. If you're in the twist, chest is opening towards the sky. Release that back foot back down to the mat. Bring your right hand back down, and we're going to walk that right foot over into a pigeon. So if you have a blanket and you want to put it under your hip here, you can use your block or books if you have those out. It's your choice. You're going to feel a big stretch here. So the back leg, take a look back, make sure it's in line with your hip. Activate your toes in your front leg. You can have your heel as close or as far from your pelvis as is comfortable. So inhale, really lift up. You can get a nice stretch in your psoas. Exhale, take it down to a sleeping pigeon. You can come to your forearms. This is a pretty intense posture, so we'll just stay here for a couple breaths. Make sure they're full and deep. If you want to come all the way down, you can onto your forehead. That's your choice. I encourage you to play here. You could even find a quad stretch here. Coming into like a mermaid variation. One more deep breath. Inhale, press up onto your hands. Lift your hips, come back to tabletop. Curl your toes. Inhale, lift your tailbone, downward facing dog. Pull it out for a second. And then when you're ready, lift the left leg up high. Bend that knee, really reach the heel towards your glute. Open it up, keep your shoulders square, heart space pressing back. Heel towards glute, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, back to center. Reaching that knee towards your nose. Step it up. Find your low lunge. So if you want to lift up here, you can. You can come all the way up into your crescent. So many options here. So find your lunge. Breathe deep, really feeling that stretch. And then you can have those back toes however it feels comfortable. And then when you're ready, you're going to rock your hips back and find that stretch. Toes active, reaching up. Spine long, or you can curl down if it feels comfortable. 3 deep breaths. When you're ready, point the toes down. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, rock it back to your lunge. Curl your back toes. Lift that back knee, pivot on that foot, finding your footing for your warrior one. Bending that front knee. Rising up, pressing into the knife's edge of that foot. Warrior one, just for a couple breaths. And then bring your hands to your hips, straighten that front leg. You can adjust the back foot as needed. Keep a micro bend in that knee. Take your hips back, chest forward, coming into our pyramid variation. Trying to keep your hips level. And again, you can be here, or you can take your fingertips down. And then when you're ready, bring your fingertips back by your foot, step it back, lower that back knee, and then you can find your quad stretch here in your lunge, or, lifting and finding your quad stretch here if it feels more comfortable. Walk that left foot out, plant that right hand under the shoulder. Or you could just be here. Or you can just be here with your left hand on your left thigh twisting to find your stretch. Big quad stretch here. If you're holding on to your foot or you have your back foot lifted, really press into your knee, press into the foot of your front leg. Inhale, slowly release. Walk that left foot over to the right side of your mat. Sinking down, taking a look back, making sure your foot is still in line with your hip. Excellent. Inhale, find a nice lift of the chest here. Exhale, take it down to your sleeping pigeon, either on your forearms or all the way down, forehead to mat, if you have that flexibility. And again, you can find a quad stretch here as well if you like, coming into your mermaid variation. Or you're just here enjoying the intense stretch. 2 more deep breaths. Sorry, I promise I'm not trying to torture you. I'm trying to help. When you're ready, slowly walking your hands back up, simply rock over onto that left hip, swing your right leg around. Whew. Take your legs out long, give them a little shake. Bring your left sole of your foot to your right inner thigh. We're going to come to our head to knee pose, or Janu Sirsasana. So back of the right leg's pressing into the mat, the left outer thigh pressing down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Finding a nice head to knee. You can bend that knee as much as you need to. This is a really big hamstring stretch as well. Keep your toes active on your foot. Really, really reach your toes towards your head. You might feel a nice stretch in your Achilles and your calf, your hamstring. Two more deep breaths. Inhale, roll it up. Now take your foot. We're going to bring your fingertips and interlace them with your toes. We're just going to do a quick foot stretch here. So interlace your toes and your fingers. I know it sounds weird, but I promise this is going to feel really good. Squeeze. I've done this in a couple videos, so you may have done it, maybe not, I don't know. Squeeze your toes, squeeze your fingers. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Relax. One more time. Squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze your fingers, squeeze your toes into each other. Perfect. Now release. Hold on to your ankle so your ankle doesn't move, and kind of move your toes around. So we're stretching all in the middle of our foot. Try not to let the ankle roll yet. Opposite, go the opposite way. And then when you're ready, you can roll your ankles. Perfect. And then release. Take that foot, actually let's take our right leg, cross it over to the left just a little bit so you have a slight angle in that leg. If you can get the left knee stacked on top, great, or you can just cross your left leg over as far as you can, whatever feels the best. Inhale, activate your toes on your right foot. Inhale, exhale, fold. Coming into a shoestring posture or a half cow face. Should feel a nice big stretch in that IT band on the right leg or down the right side of the leg. Curl your chin into your chest. Inhale, roll it up. unravel here and switch. Press the left back of the left leg in, right sole of the foot comes in, pressing everything down into the mat. Lengthen through the spine, inhale, arms up, exhale, folding forward. Finding a nice head to knee, bending that knee if you need to. Really activate those toes, stretching through the entire back of the leg if you can. Inhale, roll it up. We're going to do the same thing with this foot. Interlace fingers and toes. I know, it's weird, but it seriously feels so good. When you're ready, squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeezing, squeezing. Release. Again, squeeze. Breathe and squeeze. I hope this feels as good for you guys as it does me. I love this stretch. Hold your ankle so it doesn't move. Move your toes around. Just roll your foot. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm doing here. Like that. Perfect. Now you can let the ankle roll around with you. Sweet. Go ahead and release. Wiggle your feet, wiggle your toes, see how you feel. And then when you're ready, scoot your bum down. Bring the soles of your feet flat to the mat. Slowly roll onto your back. Perfect. Bring your feet flat to the mat. And then just let your knees fall to one side. Inhale, exhale, let them fall to the other. And tick-tock back and forth just a couple times. Nope, 3 times on each side. Moving with your breath. Excellent. When you're ready, come back to center. Walk your feet back in line with your hips. And then when you're ready, inhale, lift your right leg. You can interlace behind your hamstring. You can grab your toes, your calf. If you have a strap or even a hand towel, you can use that for this stretch. We're going to stretch through the hamstring. If you want to slide that left leg out, you can, pressing it into the mat, activating those toes, heel, like really reaching through the heel. You can cross this leg over a little bit for more of an IT stretch. Cross it over to the left slightly like we did in our shoestring pose. Inhale back to center. Let's go ahead and interlace behind the hamstring if you're not already. And just roll your foot. Roll your ankle one way and then the other. And then when you're ready, release. And we're going to switch. Left, coming up, right. You can have your foot flat or straight out, really reaching through that heel. And the same thing here, find your stretch, really stretching through the hamstring. If you need some balance or something, you can put your arm out. Crossing over slightly to the right. Pretty intense stretch. Breathe with me. You got this. Inhale back to center. Perfect. And then when you're ready, interlace behind the hamstring if you're not already, rolling your ankle and your foot. And then when you're ready, really activating our core, pressing our spine into the mat, and just scissor your legs for a second. You don't have to bring the heel all the way down. Just getting a nice little core activation here. Just release. Just wanted to do that for a second. Squeeze your right knee in, slide that left heel out again. Rock that knee, heart space to shoulder. Whew. Shift your hips slightly right. Take your right arm out to your side, and then take that right knee to the left side of your mat. You can bring your right fingertips behind your right ear. Breathe here. Inhale back to center. Switch. Right foot out, rock that knee, heart space to shoulder. Oh, that feels so good for me. I hope it does you guys too. And then when you're ready, shifting hips slightly left, take that left arm out, take it over into a twist. Bring those left fingertips behind the left ear if it feels comfortable. Breathing deep here. Inhale back to center. Take your legs out long. And if you have time, and I hope you do because you deserve it, my loves, I hope you have time to take a Shavasana. Most comfortable Shavasana you can find, as long as you can. Letting your body just sink into the mat. Rest. Relax. Hopefully we stretched out some sore and tight muscles. Let the mat support you, the earth support you. Maybe do a body scan, starting with between the eyebrows, around the eyebrows, the forehead, the temples, the eyes. And just notice how you feel. See if you can exhale and relax any tension. And the same with your jaw, neck, shoulders, working your way down. I will let you Shavasana if you have time. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that you lead with love, and I hope that you got something out of this class today and you feel good. That's why I do this. I want you to feel good and happy. It's an honor to have you join me, as always. I will see you next class. Thank you.